Hey, my name is Jan and I'm the head programmer for Capacity Program. Today in this video, I want to talk to you about what we do at Capacity Program, what we do different than maybe some other programs, and how you can use it as best as possible for your training. First of all, the cycle is always 11 weeks. You have one test week. You can send me a DM if you already know all your gymnastics and your weightlifting PRs. Then I can put you directly into week 2 and you can start training right away. If you don't know your values, your stats, please test them in week 1. Then you have 9 weeks of progressions. They're mostly linear progressions in weightlifting and also in gymnastics, but also some linear progressions for 3 to 5 weeks of workouts. It's going to be progressions for open workouts, going to be progressions for workouts that I came up with. Quarterfinal workouts, even semi-final style workouts at one point. Yes, and then you have one deload week, and then you start the new cycle with a new test week, hopefully improving all your PRs. In terms of cycle number 1. Cycle number 1 is mainly there for you to improve your volume overall in gymnastics and in weightlifting. So what we're trying to do is you test your max capacity, and then you go in, you plug those numbers in, and then in the app it shows you percentage of your personal PR, how many reps you're supposed to do in the EMOMs. We're doing 4-minute EMOMs on all of the gymnastics movements, and over the cycle, every week you're gonna improve, or you're gonna increase by 1 rep of 2 of the 4 minutes in the EMOMs. You also do a 10 EMOM snatches and a 10 times 90 seconds on clean and jerk. So like you have 90 seconds time for that one clean jerk. You're not doing 90 seconds on. It's not like an AMRAP. You do one clean jerk every 90 seconds for 10 sets. And those gonna start at 75% and they're gonna increase in the last week. You're gonna be at 90%. So in the beginning, try to focus on your technique and then trying to keep the perfect technique when the heavier lifts come around, and then make sure that you're still hitting the perfect form in your heavy lifts. And then you should be, after the deload week, you should be able to hit a new PR if you manage to get through the whole progression all the way without fails. Obviously you can have a fail here and there, but like generally speaking, out of the 10 EMOM, you should have at least 8 to 9 minutes where they are perfect reps. Okay. Other than most programs, I also do linear progressions on some of the workouts. You will do 3 to 5 week progressions on workouts, which means you will start maybe with, like the week 1 is a thruster and burpee. So you're gonna start with 8 thruster, 8 burpee, for example, and then every week you're gonna increase the thruster and burpee, but the recovery shuttle runs stay the same. So over time, you actually do more work and you get to know your personal max set way better than when you would only do a workout once, for example. So there will be linear progressions in all of the workouts as well, but they're obviously not going to be 9 weeks long. They're going to be 3 to 5 weeks progressions, and then you're going to move on to the next workout. In cycle 2, we're going to take the volume that we accumulated over the time in the first cycle and we put them in limited progressions. Means you're going to have something that limits the actual skill before the skill, and then you have to perform a skill. So for example, let's say double under and handstand push-ups, or GHD sit-ups and ring muscle up. We're going to do sets, 5 sets most of the time, 3-minute rest. You would do, let's say, 20 GHD into 25% of your max set ring muscle up. We're going to build that volume up again over the whole cycle, and then you would move on in the third cycle into limited workouts. Limited workouts means you would have 3 rounds, for example. It would be 20 GHD, 50 double under, 5 ring muscle up. But because you built the volume in cycle 1, then learn to deal with the limiter progressions, and then now you're in cycle 3 building the volume that you had before. you should be able to do the workouts the way they were actually intended. Most of the time, most other programs, they program an elite workout and then they cut down the reps, and then that's the intermediate workout. But most intermediate athletes cannot learn or not perform better or not, improve their skill by just lowering the reps. You have to work yourself into it with building volume, then building volume under fatigue with limiters, and then actually do the limiter workouts. And then also in the limiter workouts, we have a linear progression, so that you're also not starting with crazy amounts of gymnastics right away. You have week by week slow progressions, and then that way you can actually get from an intermediate athlete to an RX level and be able to do high skill gymnastics in workouts without having to rest excessive amounts fairly fast. Okay. In terms of weightlifting, cycle 2 is going to be a 3-2-1 wave system. We're going to have open workouts that we progress through, and the endurance is going to be a 2K row progression. In the third cycle, weightlifting is going to be weightlifting under fatigue. So you're going to do, for example, handstand holds before, or double unders to make your shoulder a little bit more fatigued. And then you have to do squat snatches. So you have to actually learn to control your technique and be stable, even though your muscles might not be in perfect weightlifting conditions. Okay. Also in the third cycle, we have quarterfinal open and open or semifinal type progressions, and a 10-minute echo bike progression. Okay. I don't want to talk about all 5 cycles right now. There's already 5-6 cycles written out, but let's start with the first 3. If you're still in the program after 3, that's absolutely awesome. Send me a message, then we can talk about the next cycles one-on-one. There's one more thing that I want to talk about though in the app. When you're in the app, here, this is how it looks like. You can click on this, and then when you're in the app, you have the various options here. Those are the options. Obviously they have a description, but I still want to talk about them a little bit. So you have the 6-day template, which is a normal regular template. There's everything in there, all the accessory, there's everything in there. You already saw it. Then there's a 3-day template. That's like the most important things, in my opinion, put into a 3-day week. So if you don't have more time than 3 days, do the 3-day template. If you're very busy and you only have 60 minutes, but you want to do the most valuable things out of the program, do the 60-minute version. And then there's the 3 specialty versions. Let's say you're very strong and very endurance, but your gymnastics are not that good. Do the gymnastic biased template. If you need to get stronger, do the strength biased template. And if you need to be more endurance, do the endurance biased template. So then just pick what your weakness is and then focus on that specific thing. If you cannot do like the whole 6-day plan, you just don't have enough time or just not the capacity, then focus on the one, or to pick the time limited thing, the 3-day or the 60-minute version. Another cool feature in the app is this here. You can click on this. This is the calendar. And here you can actually set yourself back if you're missing something. So let's say you're going on vacation. Let's say you're sick. You can stay in the program, and then when you're healthy again and when you're able to train again, you go in, you click on the thing and put yourself a week back, and you can just follow the program the way it was written. And you can always you can always follow the whole structure, and you don't have to jump around and miss progressions like a calendar template most other programs do. Also, I have a 2-week free taper plan for a competition. So let's say you're doing a competition, you're currently in, let's say, week 3, and in 2 weeks there's a competition. You go in, just click in the link in my bio on Capacity Program or my personal bio in the link tree. You can go into the 2-week free trial, 2-week free taper plan. You do the 2-week taper, then you do your competition, and then after the competition you come back, you click in here, you put yourself 2 weeks back. So let's say you were in week 3, you do the 2-week taper in the competition, then week 5 is over. So in your plan, it should say you're in week 6, day 1, but then you're putting yourself back to week 4, day 1. And that way you can always stay in the program and not miss out on any progressions and gains, okay? So you're always ready to perform. You can always do a competition. You never have to worry about if you're sick. You never have to worry about if you're going on vacation. Also, when you're on vacation and all of a sudden you might have more time, you can switch around from the 6-day to the 3-day to the 60-minute to the strong endurance. You can, every day you could do a different template format. They're all in there. They're all one. You pay one, you get to do them all. So don't worry about it. Just take what's best for you in that specific moment. They're also all built on each other. So if you're, let's say, you're the strength biased person, so you're in a strength plan, and then there's some endurance stuff out there that might be in this, or not might be, that will be in the 6-day plan. So the additional stuff that you might missing out because you picked a certain track is still in the 6-day track, so you will never lose anything. You can just go in the 6-day track, come back, do the strength plan. Okay, so just pick what's best for you in that specific moment. Thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to be your coach. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate. Send me a DM, send me a WhatsApp, and talk to you soon.